Okay, everybody, welcome to section 28. Here, very shortly, you're going to see me stand this thing. I'm clecoing everything. I stand it up on its side. I'm drilling number 19 right here because I'm fixing my OP62 mistake, which I should have caught in section 27. This should have been done in section 27. I'm now essentially drilling out or countersinking for the nut plates that I should have done. You'll also note that this is roughly page 4 or page 5 in section 28. Whatever footage I had of building this floor right here, I don't have it anymore. This is still in the middle of the laser cut issue where I threw out all my laser cut parts, and I had built part of this floor because none of it was laser cut, and somehow I have lost that footage. Now this is really cool. Proud dad moment right here. This is my son riveting for the first time on the airplane. We've done some small fun projects that had really nothing to do with the airplane. However, my youngest here, after Oshkosh, wanted to start riveting because he went to the kids section of Oshkosh, which, if you have kids, go to the kids zone. So cool. But he went to the kids zone and they taught him how to rivet, and so he came home saying, I know how to do that. I want to do that. So it was a tricky portion, and eventually I had to bring in the big guns, which is why you saw my wife come in, because there were a couple of rivets right there in that center section that I just could not do. Also, when you're mating this, make sure, I think it's page, let me actually go and look. It is page 5 and 6 that must be completed in one session. So make sure and do that in one session. It's kind of ambiguous on page 5, and then you get to page 6, 28-06, and it says these have to be completed in one session. And I nearly missed that. That would have been a real pain, almost impossible. If you complete page 5 and then leave it, almost impossible to come back from that mistake. So once again, both kids are helping me rivet the center tunnel section. And then, yeah, the rest of it's straightforward for the most part, until we get to the end, and then there will be a section of me explaining a mistake that I had almost made at the end there. You can see the nut plates are now riveted on. Everything center tunnel wise that was on the floor was back riveted. Also, be careful when you're back riveting that center tunnel section where those nut plates are. The muffler hangers in the middle of that tunnel will make your back rivet plate ever so slightly off of the piece you're trying to back rivet. Here's the center section, the spar, and then we're about to get into some real hard rivets to rivet. I have some pictures of that, and then a mistake that I almost made right here at the end, which from the plans you cannot tell how the cover plate goes on. So shortly you'll see there's a rivet right up by the tunnel. It's a 426 rivet that is just about impossible to get to. And then there's a nut plate rivet that's also just about impossible to get to. And I shared my 2 tips and photos of how I got to both of them and had an acceptable rivet. Also, you won't see me putting on the battery box because I was waiting for a tool to come in. Eventually, I did get that on. Okay, here's that plate, and I'm clecoing it on right now. Put in some cardboard. Okay, here's the nut plate, and that was the only way I could get to that rivet to get that nut plate on. And this rivet, you'll see I'm using a gun without a beehive. See everybody in the next photo? Here's a tip. Quick reminder to not do what I did. I almost had this flange on top of these ribs. This flange is supposed to go under like this.